Hi friends, welcome to my channel. So today we are here with another GTA series. So today we want to learn how to change or switch from the primary weapon to secondary weapon, and the secondary weapon to be the primary weapon. And also we want to add the shotgun to have a third weapon to switch in between, or maybe we can do it from, if we have two weapons we can add it the third one. So let's start the tutorial. So first, let's have here. So right now we're gonna have what we have is when we pick up the first weapon. Let me give my gamepad. So if I pick up the pistol, yeah, I can add it the shot rifle. They're gonna be in here. So I'm gonna keep the first weapon, the primary weapon, but I can't do it for the second one. And we want to switch it from the second one. If I do the opposite, so if I go play, I pick up first the assault rifle, so like this, and we pick up the secondary weapon, gonna be the pistol. So I can only equip my primary weapon. So we want to switch it between these two. So let's do that. So let's close here. So let's go to character. So inside the GTA, go to characters and go to the main character right here. So we have this equip system we update from the last video. So let's go to the event graph. So we want to create first an input for this. So you can go to edit, go to project settings, go to input, and we can add it in here. So let's gonna be add new one. So let's put this here, switch. We can do chain weapon, maybe sound better. For the keyboard, I maybe want to be to, I don't know, L. From the gamepad, I want to use the shoulder, right shoulder. So let's do like this. Okay, so let's close this. So we need to call it from here. So insert the weapon system. So let's open this a little bit, or maybe in here. So let's right click, put the chain weapon we may create it for the input right here. And so we want to do a few things. So maybe the best way to do it, to don't have too many things in here, too many variables here, we can create a function for that. So let's create a new one, and let's call this chain weapon. So we have this, and let's go back to the event graph, and we can add it here. So chain weapon, we can add it like that, and put this like this. And also let's collapse this and call this chain weapon. So we have everything better and more clean for everything. So let's go inside here. So let's put this guy out of the way, because always in the bottom, so you don't want to have this in the end, because we don't want to pass to another thing. Okay, so we have this one. So let's call the chain weapon. So let's open it. If we go to the function, so in here we want to chain the primary weapon. So let's get the primary weapon. Well, first let's check if we have a secondary weapon, because if we don't have it, we don't want to do nothing at all. So let's go to secondary weapon. Let's gonna be get, and let's convert this to validate get. So that way we know if we have it or not. So to see if it is working, so from the is not valid, let's go to print a string. So this one say hello, is fine for me. So let's test it. So now if I press L, you can see in my left corner in the top they say hello, because I don't have a secondary weapon. So if I pick up whatever these two weapons, they convert automatically to the first primary weapon, but there is not a secondary weapon. So if I press L, they don't do nothing at all. So that's perfect. So it's working fine. So let's close this. So let's delete this print string, we don't need it. So we know we have a secondary weapon, so we want to change something. So we want to get the primary weapon. So from here we can set it to the secondary weapon, but if we set it to secondary weapon, we don't have the reference already for the secondary weapon. We can do two things in the same time in Unreal. We can do almost in this two things. For example, if I do a sequence, but the sequence, they don't do two things in the same time. They do first several, later they do the one. So it's not instantaneously both. So for that, we're gonna need a variable to store the first primary weapon, because we're gonna need something to put inside back. So I don't want to do it in here because there's gonna be too many things for only for one thing. So the best way is promote this to a local variable. So they're gonna be only inside the function we created here. So it's not in the menu or something like that. So I can put the name I want it for example. I can put hold weapon. I'm gonna do like local, so I know it's a local variable. So I know there is nothing there. So let's connect to is valid to the whole weapon local. So we have this stored in here. So now we don't have the primary weapon, so this is empty. So we want to get the secondary weapon because we know we already have it. We want to set it to the primary weapon because it's empty. So now it's not empty anymore. So now we have the secondary weapon inside the primary weapon. Okay, so the secondary weapon now is empty. So we're gonna get the whole weapon. So they remember that was the primary weapon, whatever it is, maybe the pistol, assault rifle, and we want to set it now to secondary. So let's connect this to this. So let's do it again. So if we have secondary weapon, so that means okay, we have it. We want to store it, the primary weapon, to something. Set the secondary weapon to be the primary weapon, and we want to get back the secondary weapon from the last primary weapon we have before. So that's how this works. So let's compile and save. So for testing, so let's go like here for example, and we can check for the tick node. Or remember, this only for testing, it's not for a real game. So we want to get the primary weapon and we want to get the secondary weapon. So we want to do a sprint string so we can check what we wanted. So we want to check the primary weapon. So let's go this in here, and we want to do another one. So we want to test this one too. So let's put it like this, and we want to be always in the screen. So I want the duration all the time, and also this one, the duration not only for 2 seconds but all the time. So let's see how this works. So right now compound save, this only for testing, remember. So let's go play. So now we don't have nothing. So if I press L, they don't do nothing because I don't have weapon. So if I pick up my pistol, so let's pick it up. So you can see my first is the pistol blueprint. So if I pick up this one, it's gonna be A. So we have secondary weapon. So my primary weapon is pistol, my secondary weapon is assault rifle. So if I press L, you can see the switch between two. So now my primary weapon is the assault rifle, my secondary weapon is the pistol. So I press again, we can switch it again. So it's really working. But the problem is they don't update what we have really in our hands because we don't set it, the equip weapon is nothing about that. Also the socket is not updated. So let's do that. So we don't need this anymore. We know it's working. So let's go to chain weapons. So in here, let's go inside the weapon. So we have this one. So we can do all the code again here twice, but I don't want to do that. I want to do something really easy if they working perfectly fine because there is the same code again and again. So let's go to chain weapons. So let's go event graph and go when we equip the weapon. So in here, we want to call this code again. So we can do it inside here or we can do it here, but I prefer doing here for whatever reason. The primary weapon is not valid. I don't want to do nothing at all. So let's do a custom event. So custom event. I can call this equip chain weapon. I don't know. You can put a name you want it. right? Just to have something to call. So I want to connect this to this. So it's probably like call this input, but I want to do a custom event. So let's compile and save. So we need to call this equip chain weapon. So go here. So there's a tricky one here because we need to know how or where to call it. Not where, when to call it. So we want to call it before we put out our primary weapon. So before that, we want to do it here. So let's open this. Okay, so first we need to check we have a secondary weapon. If it's true, we want to do our code case equip chain weapon. So let's call it. So equip chain weapon. So we already chain the animation here. Well, not animation, on the animation and also the socket for that from the primary weapon. So but we don't change the secondary weapon. So we update the primary weapon to the whole weapon. We switch the secondary weapon to primary weapon, and the whole weapon they go to secondary. Now we can call it again because our primary weapon is already updated. We can call it here or here, but I prefer doing it here in the end. So we want to call the same like this one. So equip chain weapon. So equip chain weapon. So that means they call again this event, but now the primary weapon is really the secondary weapon but updated. So let's see how this works. So compile and save. Let's go play. So if I press L, you can see they don't do nothing at all. So if I pick up my pistol, I press L, they don't do nothing because I don't have secondary weapon. So if I have secondary weapon, if I press L, you can see they change from my pistol to assault rifle. So I do it again, have a pistol to my assault rifle. We can switch between these two. So if I have this one, I can unequip. Well, I put the same button. Wait a minute. So let's go here and project settings because that was my all here. So keep weapon. I use the same button. So let's change this to probably the left. I think it's better for that. So let's close this because I have two buttons doing the same thing. Okay, so let's go here again. So let's do it the opposite now. So let's pick up the assault rifle to be the primary. I can equip, so that's perfect. So if I pick up this one, I can change. You can see my primary change from the pistol to assault rifle. I can equip the primary weapon. If I switch it, I can equip. So that's working how they're supposed to be. So that is nice. Okay, so now we only need to add the third weapon. So let's create it first. So let's go to GTA weapons, and we want to create a new here. So right click, create child blueprint class. So let's put here shotgun blueprint. So let's open it and let's put this in here. So we're gonna need first the skeleton mesh. I know we don't have it, so we have to put something similar to that one. So let's go to FPS weapons. We want to do mesh, and let's go to what we have here. We can use this one. So I like this one probably. Let's see how they look. Yeah, look kinda assault rifle, shotgun. It's not really a shotgun, I know, but it's the most similar I have. So let's put this one in here. So we have that one, and also we want to the sphere a little more bigger. So let's go to 100. Probably 100 is good for almost any weapon. So let's go like this. And also we need to change, remember, the weapon type. So the weapon type, they're gonna be this one, I believe, because the other one is occupied for the other one, I think. So let's check. Yeah, so we want to use this one. Okay, so we have this one. So let's put this in our game. So let's put it, for example, in the corner here. so we can pick it up. So let's do it like this. You know what, probably it's better in the top so we can see it rotated here. Okay, so we want to be able, when we have these two weapons in the player, we can add it third one, so they're gonna add inside, so we only have these two. So let's do that. So for doing that, let's go to the main weapon, because it's the main weapon. When we pick it up, what they're doing, you can see it right here, the pickup system we call is from the target is the player. So let's go there. So we have this already. So if the primary weapon is equal to nothing, so that means it's empty, we go to the primary weapon to set it, the weapon we wanted. If it's false, we want to go to secondary weapon. But what happens if it both have something in it? So let's do that check first before doing this. So let's put this in here. So we can put, now we can leave it like that. So we want to do a little more space here, so we can reroute this. We want to look a little better. So I want to check first these two. So let's go to primary weapon and let's get secondary weapon. So if the primary weapon is not equal, so if not equal to nothing, so that means it's something inside, we want to do the same thing to the secondary weapon. See if the primary weapon and secondary weapon have something in it, we want to don't be able to keep. So we want to call and boolean. So that means if these two is true, so let's do a branch for that. So let's do a branch. So let's call it from here. We can, oops, we can also move this to here. They don't really matter. You only for checking. So if these two is true, so that means they have something. I don't want to do nothing at all. If one of these two is false, or both is false, I want to call this one. So that's really the best you want it. Also, if you don't want to call it like this, you want to call from the true, you need to switch this also. So for example, I want to do the opposite. I only need to put not boolean here. So I revert this one. So now if the primary weapon and secondary weapon have something here, it's not, so they're gonna be is true. So we want to go like this. So because we switched this. So if is this secondary weapon, primary weapon don't have something inside, we want to call this one. If these both are true, so they have something, we check it is false, we're gonna do nothing. Only if you want to use true. If it's not, you can delete this one and use call from the false. But I think look more clean to do it like the line, straight line. But you can do whatever you want, really, they work the same. So let's compound save and let's test it. So let's go play. So let me get my gamepad. So if I pick up my assault rifle, now I can keep my secondary weapon. If I want to pick up this up, I can add it because I have this two weapons. But we can see the stop rotating because they call again this code here. So they call the destroy one. So we don't want to call this. So we only want to call destroy component, the sphere, and rotation when we pick it up. So to doing that, we can doing here, we can also copy this. For example, if we want it, we can go like this. So let's delete this. Go to main weapon, and we want to do it in here. So let's pull it up. So let's paste it. If it is true, we want to do this. But you can see we can add it here because we can promote to a variable if we want, but we don't want to do that. So we want to get the player, get primary weapon. So we have the real reference we needed. So they're gonna be here. Also, let's get another one. We can do it from here. That look very bad. So let's do it from here. Get secondary weapon, the real reference we needed, and put it here. So delete this one. Yes, it is exactly the same. Also, it's maybe better to put it like this. Yeah, so that's a lot cleaner. Maybe if we won't do it like this, like this. It's better to understand this. Yeah, a lot better, I think. Maybe like that. Yeah. Okay. So they're gonna do the same, but in here they don't do nothing because we can call it because this is true. Okay, so let's compound save. So that means if it is false, so we have occupied these two spaces, we can call the pickup, and also we can call the destroy component. So let's see like that. So let's go play. So let's pick up the same thing. So let's pick up this guy and also pick up this guy. If we go to this one, they don't do nothing, and also you can see they don't destroy the rotation and the sphere. So that's working perfectly fine. So that's gonna be it for this video. So if you want to support me, you can go to my Ko-fi page. If you subscribe to my Ko-fi page, you're gonna have exclusive videos. Also, you can see this video before that published to the channel, and also you can have the project file from this tutorial. And if you want to talk with me directly, you can go to my Discord page. So if you need help for a tutorial, you can write me there, or if you had a request video, you can talk with me there also. So like I said before, if you subscribe to my Ko-fi, that is the way you can support me to my personal game and also continue making this tutorial. So like I said, as always, thank you for watching and see you in the next video. So bye bye.